guys, today I have my low buy update. This is my first update in my low buy challenge. I had intended this year to be a no buy year, and I did manage to go the first 3-ish months without buying anything. I did. I was really good. And I have noticed like this pattern with my buying behaviour. I will go anywhere between 3 and 6 months, not buy anything, and then I'll buy a lot of stuff at once. That seems to be my pattern. I will have another video coming soon discussing my sort of perspective of returning to shopping like a normal person while still having the hangover of an over shopper, but that video will come in about a week or so. So I decided to try and regulate my shopping a little bit, mostly to try and stop overspending. Not so much overspending, but like over purchasing, because when I do have my crazy I'm gonna buy all the things, I buy a lot of things. I do. I will link the show and tell in the info box if you want to go check it out. So I set myself the limits of I'm allowed to buy 5 books, 5 skincare items, and 5 makeup items each month. If I don't use my allowance within that month, I'm allowed to roll over, but I'm not allowed to take an advance on that allowance. And that seems to be working pretty good for me. I do, however, need to make a few distinctions that I just don't think I made at the time. For example, when we have things like buy one, get one frees, are we just counting the items we pay for or number of items in total? Do we count physical books or ebooks? To be honest, I don't tend to buy a lot of ebooks, to be honest. I've bought a couple in the last week, but I have got a Kindle Unlimited subscription, and a lot of the books that I read on Kindle tend to be from there. I think the books that I've bought on Kindle were the first book in the Cheryl Woods Sweet Magnolias series. I bought the I think that was it. I bought that one, and I bought I think their name was Kit Webb. It's like a dark romance trilogy that the first book in the series was completely banned on Amazon, but you could still buy it as part of a trilogy of the first 3 books, which just blows my mind that that's allowed to happen. Having started that book, I can see kind of why people have issue with it, but at the same time I don't have an issue with it, but that is neither here nor there. This is not a book review video. So those are the digital books that I have purchased. I've purchased 2. And I think I bought 2 writing craft books as well, so that's 4 altogether. So that allows me to have 6 physical books, I suppose. Should I count them together or separately? I don't know. Give me some advice in the info box. Are ebooks separate to physical books because they don't take up physical space? Because this is my big issue, is physical space, having actual physical stuff. And I don't tend to overbuy ebooks and then not read them. Because, yeah. It's like buying digital albums and then not listening to them. Like, why would you? And as far as skincare goes, I haven't bought any. I didn't buy any skincare in May or June. I should I should establish that I'm filming this on June 29th. You're not probably going to see this for until the start of July. But yeah, I didn't purchase any skincare in May or June. As far as makeup goes, in May I only purchased one thing, and that's this bad boy. This is the Metropolis palette from Natasha Denona. Guys, it is. Oh no! That is resilient though. That is resilient. I thought I was gonna dig my nail right in, but it's so hard pressed that it barely made a scratch. But yeah, it is beautiful. I freaking love it. It looks like it's got 3 blacks in there, but they are all different colours. I swear they is. But yeah, so that is 3 Natasha Denona palettes that I currently have in my possession now. I'm very heavily tempted by the bronze palette. I actually adjusted my Panning Solitaire selection to sort of feed that need, and we'll try and push that off as much as possible. So that is the only thing that I bought in May. Now this leads us to the buy one get one free scenario. Everyone knows Makeup Revolution launched a new brand, the XX Revolution, and I had a few bits and bobs I was interested in. Y'all know I'm a bit of a blush fiend, so those blushes look damn nice. They really did, and I've seen a few people use them and they look beautiful on the skin, so I purchased some blushes. I also purchased a couple of highlights and a bronzer. Altogether, all told, there were 10 products in the order, but I only paid for 7 of them. Do I still, however, count the other 3 items? Because if I do, that puts me over my limit by 1. At least. That puts me over my limit by 1. I'm inclined to only count products actively paid for, but I'm willing to concede and admit that 10 items were selected by myself to be purchased. Give me some advice, guys. Give me some advice. They haven't arrived yet. I'm going to do a show and tell when they arrive. It could be a week or so, because postal service is just, who knows what's happening at the moment. Things are definitely getting better than what they were, so we'll see. But that is all I've purchased. There are a few physical books I have my eye on. I have really very much fallen in love with my Mills and Boons bind-ups. I have a couple I'm working my way through, but I might pick up a couple of other ones. But I'm kind of thinking I might wait until the second-hand bookstore opens up, and then go to the second-hand bookstore and buy old ones. Because I do love the back catalogue of Mills and Boon. Like, these ones. I got these ones in April. They're all by the same author, Susan Napier. I love her work. But these are all from like the late 80s, early 90s. And they're just, I love them. And the second-hand bookstore that I go to has an entire bookcase just of old Mills and Boons, and they're usually like £5 for £1, which brings me to that other conundrum, especially when it's just little. I'm bad at this. I'm so bad at this. Am I allowed some leeway when it comes to second-hand Mills and Boon because they're £5 for £1? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I mean, there's not very many big book launches I'm really interested in. to be honest. Like the only author that I wait for the books to come out with are Karen Swan. I read her books. She comes out with one every summer and one every winter, and those are the only two books that I am like itching to buy. Aside from that, not really. There's not a whole lot. I think the only other author at the moment that I've got a big thing for is Catherine Cookson. I'm trying to pick up her back catalogue, because a lot of her stuff is actually like out of print at the moment. So yeah. I'm sorry, this update is very here, there, and all over the place. I haven't, in terms of wanting to shop, I haven't wanted to. I haven't been like, I want to buy the things. As I say, my interests have been very focused. Like, book-wise, I'm only really interested in my old Mills and Boons and my Catherine Cookson. As far as makeup goes, literally nothing. Nothing else I've been interested in. Apart from maybe the Natasha Denona bronze palette and the new XX Revolution items, which in this order that's going to come, those are all the items that I was interested in the whole brand, to be honest. I had no interest in the eyeshadow palettes. I'm out the wazoo with powder, concealer, primer, and I didn't really like the look of the primers. I saw a few people try those out and they just looked very, very gimmicky. I was not interested at all. And I don't need any lip products, so I literally just got a couple of bronzer, a couple of highlights, blushes, and yeah, that's all I picked up from there. Aside from that, I have had very little interest in any other makeup items at all. I think the only other thing I was interested in was like I think it's called Sun Beats palette from Morphe, but no, I don't need that in my life. I really don't. I was tempted by a few palettes that I was interested in back in like November time. I think it was Sabile. She came out with a day and a night palette and they were £10 each, and I almost bought them back in November, December time. And they're down to a $5 on the website at Makeup Revolution, and I was so tempted. I was like, no. I have, like, looking at them now, like I was tempted to just click them and add to my bag, but I went back and looked at them on their product page, and the colour scheme that's in them, like, I'm kind of over that phase of life. I'm kind of over it. So yeah. And as far as skincare, there have been things I've wanted, but I can't buy them because they're not in stock. The things I wanted were products from The Ordinary. Like every time I've tried to buy things from The Ordinary, they don't have them. They're out of stock. Every time I try and get that the BHA peel, the red thing, it's out of stock. Lactic acid, out of stock. Hyaluronic acid, out of stock. The glycolic acid, out of stock. The lactic acid. Did I say that already? The lactic acid, out of stock. The marula oil, out of stock. The salicylic acid mask, out of stock. Every single bloomin' time. So yeah. It is what it is, isn't it? I'll just carry on using what I've got. I am out the wazoo with skincare. I don't really need to be purchasing anything new. So yeah, that is all I wanted to talk about till the next update. I'm very happy to have these little, like, bite-sized allowances to purchase things. Like, I know I don't need to purchase, and I could quite easily go on, like, a no-buy and still be fine for products. I could. But at the same time, I feel like a no-buy really it's a perfect detox strategy for someone who is like a compulsive shopper, a shopaholic, someone who's using shopping to counteract some other issue in life. And I feel like in like since having kids and being put in the financial position where I'm unable to even consider that, any of that, I feel like I've moved beyond those mindsets. I'm no longer a compulsive shopper. I'm no longer addicted to shopping, no longer addicted to having things all the time. And I don't think of buying a Dior blush when I'm feeling sad like I used to, or going for a peruse if I've had a bad day. I just don't. Like, I'll occasionally I will. Occasionally I will. I did actually do that recently. I went for a peruse down the home goods aisles in Asda and came home with 3 new wax tarts, which I don't need. I don't. But it was £5 for 3 of them, and they made me exceedingly happy. I don't mind paying £5 for a little mental pick-me-up. I don't. I think that's money well spent. And I've been warming them in my warmers, and they've just been smelling my house up really nicely, and yeah. But I think that's worlds away from spending £5 on 3 different scents of wax. Is worlds away from spending £500 on an online rampage over a couple of days. Worlds away. I'm okay with that. It was a completely unnecessary purchase and I did not need to do it. But I'm okay with it. You know. Again, I don't like go and like hoard wax melts. I think the last time I purchased wax melts were Christmas. Oh no, tell a lie, I did buy ones from B&M. I got some Yankee Candle ones on clearance because they just happened to be there and they were like 70p. But this is going off on a tangent. But I hope you can get the sentiment of what I'm saying. While I'll go more into it in the shopping like a normal person. Have my thoughts laid out a little bit more clearly. Anyways, I will see you guys in my next video, and I'll have another low buy update coming up next month. Either the end of July or the start of August. Who knows? Anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.